Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel and press the notification button to get notified whenever I put up content. And don't forget to show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Get started. Let's get it started here. So don't mind my voice, this is just behind the scene. I just want to check if we're recording and we're in the right place. But anyways, today is my last day in school. Like, I'm officially moving out. Your girl is done. Like, it being my last day in school, I wanted to share with you guys my first year experience and how it was for me in first year of uni and what I learned from it. And I hope you learned something from it too. If you're starting out as a first year student or you're starting out in a new business or something, I hope this applies to you in anything that you're starting out. In my first year, I was in natural sciences. That's at the Copperbelt University. So I wanted to do med. So in order for you to do med, you have to go through natural sciences. So I had 6 courses. I had math, physics, biology, computer science. What else? I've forgotten the others, but anyways, I had 6 courses. Don't mind me, because we move past this. So when I first got into uni, like, I had this whole notion, like, you know, I'm a natural brain. So I got through high school like with this whole notion saying I don't have to work hard, like, I'm naturally brainy, everything comes everything comes my way, so I can pass easily even without studying. Then I got here. Hey, it showed me that, I'm not saying that it showed me that I'm not brainy, but it showed me that you really have to put in your all when you're, like, if you're studying a new journey, don't go on that journey with the same principles that apply. Don't expect the principles to apply for that journey. It's a different journey, guys. Like, begin that new journey with different principles, like, learn from it. It's important to humble yourself, like, humble yourself and learn. Can't get it right the first time, so you learn whatever is necessary for you to learn. When it came to study, I didn't know how to study. I went with the flow, like whatever everyone was telling me. Like, I tried all sorts of studying that they had given me. I remember for my first test in math, like, I realized that my work had piled up, like, because I would pack it saying, okay, we'll study, we still have a little. It turned out that little I had to, like, expand on my own, and it was so much. Yeah. For my first test, I remember that night we zeroed with my friends. Like, I took Dragon and we zeroed the whole entire night, and yeah, it was the horrible thing, because energy drinks, that's the time I realized that I'm caffeine intolerant. Yeah, because it didn't help at all. Yeah. There's this thing called the pot ceremony. Like, they have a pot ceremony for the first years. Like, it's like an official initiation. Like, when we were going to write, like, they were playing drums and they were like, fresh wawa, like, that's something that happens during the pot ceremony. That freaked me out, because I think at that point it hit that, oh my god, I'm having my first paper and I have not prepared. Like, that anxiety, that fear just got into me. So when I went to write the paper, like, I was looking at the questions, like, I know these things, but I have forgotten how to solve them. Anyways, we came out of that paper, and people were asking me, how was your first paper? And I was like, it was bad, but anyways, we wrote what we wrote. And they asked me, so how much do you think you've gotten? I'm like, probably, if push comes to shove, probably I've just gotten like 50 or something, somewhere there. If that's like the worst, like, I can't go beyond 50. And the fact that math was my favorite course, and I was like, oh, cool. They were like, cool. Then my results came out like 2 weeks later. Then, like, got my paper. Guys, I'm even embarrassed to say this. Hey, I looked at my paper, 10%. A whole lot on me, guys. I got 10%. Hey, then it clicked. I was depressed. Luckily, I hadn't written most of my papers, so, like, I changed how I was supposed to study. Like, I started putting more effort in the papers, but then I had, like, this fear, because I had failed my first paper. I let this fear get into me that I was not doing things right. Like I was not perfect. I was no longer brainy or something, or like uni was just not for me. I wrote the other 5 papers. Oh my gosh, for my test 1, I only cleared 1 paper, and that was computer science, and I got 55. The rest, everything below 50. Hey, then at that moment, like people are asking me or saying, do you still want to go to Ndola? Because the med campus is in Ndola. Do you still want to go to Ndola, or the road is blurry? And I'm like, no guys, I am going. It's embarrassing for me to change careers at this point in time, because back home, my mom has been telling everybody, everyone in the hood that my daughter is at CBU and she's going to do med. Hey, and I am not willing to embarrass her. And everybody in the family think, this girl has gone to university and she's going to do med, and me failing and doing something else, they won't accept it. So I started putting so much pressure on me. I studied really hard for my second test. Luckily, in my second test, I managed to clear the other 4, but I didn't clear physics and chemistry. Like, yo guys, I don't think university is for me. Oh, by the way, for the math, guys, from 10% I went to 60%. That was, I deserve a clap, guys. That was a great achievement, because I was so traumatized with that 10%. I think I would recover from it, but hey, we managed. I think for my second test, the highest grade I got was 78, and that was in biology. I was like, anyways, we're getting back our vibe. But then when physics and chemistry came, for physics, I got a tutor, like a friend of mine, Kachinga. He would help me out with physics. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, many things, I love physics, but when I came to uni, I hated it. But then Kachinga made me love it again, because of the way he would like be so patient with me and tutor me and the like. And I was like, oh, thank God I found somebody to help me out. But I still didn't clear my second test. Like, I messed it up. The chemistry paper, these 2 things I didn't clear. For physics, it was so bad that my class had the best lecturer, Mr. Muma. 60% of the class had passed. I remember he even put the grades, and the paper was so easy, and I told myself, definitely I've cleared this. But he even put the grade saying, we're about like 300 to 400 people in class. So he even put the grade saying, about 200 people have gotten A pluses, this much have gotten shiny, and the only like 40% have gotten below 50. And I was like, definitely this is not me. It definitely is not me. There's no way I can get below 50, because I prepared. Kachinga has been helping me out, and I definitely prepared for this. Okay, me goes to get my paper. Hey, the man is me looking at me like, I find the grade 47%. I was like, yay, my God. Like, where am I going wrong? Like, I've been working hard, I've been trying, but still more. Like, even the chemistry, I got 42% in chemistry for the test 2. And I'm like, hey, if my parents knew the grades I was getting here, they would be so ashamed. And this is the first time they will listen about it. Probably they'll be like so ashamed that, mommy, we are done with school. We got grades. I didn't know what was going on. And that was like, when I got those grades, that was like towards exam. I'm like, I'm done, guys, I'm finished. I don't think I'm coming back. I'm going to exclude. It's the exclude or part-time. Med school gone, that vision. Hey, the road is no longer clear. I think it doesn't exist anymore. Luckily for physics, my CA was like 20 out of 40, 20 out of the dot, because we used to do labs. So the labs managed to push my CA to 20, and I was safe. But for chemistry, my CA was like 13 out of 40, and I'm like, Lord, hey, drained, girl drained. It was like the chemistry labs were down, but so we got a chance to do labs. We traveled to Ndola to Nortec, and we did labs. That pushed my CA to like 17 out of 40. I was like, oh, thank God. And so the lowest CA I had was math, because of the first test I had like 14 out of 40. Like, looking at my CAs, I was so depressed. Even when going to write my exams, like, I didn't know what to do. And the fact that for math, luckily someone told me saying our lecturer was that type where he would grade you based on your progress. Like, he would see if your graph is going up. He even said, he told us himself, saying if your graph is going up, you're good, consider yourself you cleared. And I was like, oh, thank God, because my graph was going up. I never stopped studying, but I just, like, I hate the fact that during that whole time I became a zombie. Like, I became a slave to school. I remember I had gone back at this one particular point, and my grandfather saw me, and I was looking so skinny, like I was finished, and he just taught me to my now poor. Like, I don't know why you have to let school make you its slave. Like, school was made by man, and don't let it make you its slave. I took those words, but still more for me it was just like, you guys, you've put in so much for me, you've given me so, like, you give me everything that I want, like, you've put in so much faith, like, I can't let you down. Like, you took me here, like, you took me to university for me to become a medical doctor, and there's nothing that I can do. Like, I just have to like punish myself and study as much as I can in order for me to just get to pass and clear. I wrote my exams quite right. They were good, they were fair, but biology was hard. At that particular point while waiting for my result, like, I had this anxiety, guys. I had PTSD. I would dream about my results, me failing, I had PTSD. It was bad. When my results came out, like, the first thing that I rushed to was to see the comment, and the comment was clear pass. I was like, oh, thank God, I am not carrying any course. I'm not going on part-time. Thank God. And the funny thing is that math being like the lowest year I had, but on my grades was like the highest year, I actually managed to get a B+. I consider that to be a miracle. Chemistry, I think I got a C+ in chemistry, and I also got a C+ in in physics, and I was like, oh girl, damn it. I had made 9 points out of 25. For med school, they wanted 12 points, but if I had to go to med school, it meant that I had to give up my sponsorship and go to med school. At that point, guys, I was so drained. Like, I just thought I had let the whole entire world down. Like, I was embarrassed. Like, I was even embarrassed to show up at family gatherings because everybody would ask me saying, okay, so what next? What are you going to do? Like, it was so depressing, guys. Like, I didn't know. But it happened. Like, I just had to find a way of accepting it and moving past it, and I thank God he gave me the strength to move past it and accept the career that I found myself in. And yeah, I'm a chemist, guys, and it's cool. I don't lie, it's very cool being a chemist. So what I would want to share with you is that just because you failed the first, the second time, it does not mean that you have to continue. You have to stop trying. You need to continue. I remember a friend of mine once told me saying, when you fail, it's not like you're not good at what you're doing. It's just there to let you know, saying you need to focus and pay attention. You underestimated this, and never underestimate something when you start out. Simply because you're good at something and you're naturally good, humble your heart and just follow the procedure that you need to follow. I remember somebody asking me saying, okay, if you don't make it to med school, what's your second option? I told them saying, me having a second option means that I'm saying I'm gonna fail, so there's no way I'm going to have like that second option. I'm just going with the first option. It's okay for you to have plan B. Just because you have plan B does not mean that you're not good at plan A. No, plan B, to make you realize that your goal is to get to success. Whatever you do, just whatever you find yourself in, just do it so well that you make other people fall in love with it. Until you accept it, it will be hard for you to have plan B. So it's okay for you to have plan B. Like, it's fine. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something from it. Please share some ideas down in the comment section below on what you would want to see on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe and share the link to this channel. Let's get to 200 together, and let's just do life together and grow, guys. Thank you. See you in the next video.